What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, are we ever going to break this support in the triple Qs? Let's get into it. And guys, if you want to come in, guys, we post our own plays and everything. And then also this week, we are actually going to be chilling in the Discord. So if you want to come in, I will be hosting a class probably this weekend. If you want to talk to me personally, literally personally, about any stock, any index, or if you're just curious about how to learn how to trade, if you want to come in, the link is in the description or the comments of the video. Man, this morning a 200 pump rally, and now we're negative 50 in the Nas. I told you guys need to be very careful because we'll probably get this one pump and they would hug support, and that's exactly what we did in the triple Qs and everything. Pretty much all the indexes did that, but we're just literally hugging support right now. If we do ever come to the support around the second or the third of this upcoming next month, we could either trade sideways to it or we could actually break it. It's really going to come down to the Mega 7. I'm going to go over it and explain it better than any other YouTuber, because you can't understand the market talking about one index like Ron, or you can't talk about news about a stock or anything. That doesn't affect. Everything moves together as one, and that's probably the biggest mistake a trader does. So just pay attention for this upcoming week. I will be posting videos over the weekend how to break down like the moving averages and all that, and then I'm also going to go over like small cap companies, how to read those too. So if you want to follow along, sub the channel. And by the way, if you've been following the channel for a while, give me a like. It helps me out a ton. Now, if we actually do break this, the support is getting higher and higher every single day that we trade sideways. This was just a single pump. It wasn't really much. We came back down. We literally been trading sideways since the 12th of this month, but if this keeps on trading sideways, the support will get higher. 479, 478, 477. It's getting higher by the day. It was last week around 474, but now look at it. The support's getting higher, and this will break. Now, if we do break in the triple Qs, you need to pay attention to this 20 moving average. If we break that 20 moving average, you're definitely going to break the 20 moving average in like the Nas and all them. So just be very careful if you are trying to go long or anything. Be very careful with that. We did get a rejection off of this top of the channel right here, so just be very careful. We do have support around 19,888, so just be very careful on that. On the SP500, we've been trading sideways still, and it's getting kind of annoying. We've been trading sideways pretty much since the 12th also, but just remember how I just showed you. Check this out, pay attention, because this is going to help you. Now remember, to get a drop or a rally, you need all the indexes and then the Mega 7 to start breaking. So like this. So this channel is smaller. It's very easy to break. 477, right? So you'll probably have the triple Qs break, but the thing that can hold up the triple Qs this next coming week, so pay attention. If the SP500 drops down and then bounces right off of that support, you'll probably get something like this in the triple Qs. So don't just be like, oh, we're breaking, go all the way into puts. Don't do that, not financial advice. But if we do break this, but the SP500 doesn't break, we could bounce back up, hit the top of this channel, and then come back down and break that 20 moving average. So just pay attention. Dropping down on this SP500, the SP500, if we do hit that support, because there's a little bit more room, that's enough. That's pretty much showing you that we'll probably bounce off of this 20 moving average and do something like that, because that's the same amount of movement area. So just be very careful, because if we do that, it's going to buy time. And I have a feeling the market's going to buy time out for, the certain kind of, president, that's in office right now. Biden, who saw the debate. Go Trump. Dude, I can't even imagine Biden even stepping in a debate with Trump. Who approved that? Who approved that? Was it Nancy? Nancy, are you switching sides? Are you switching sides like Hillary did, tried? I'm just kidding. But yeah, just pay attention. The biggest thing is if the triple Qs does break and the Nas does break too, the SP500 can hold up the market and make it bounce and wait you out longer. So just be very careful with that. Same thing with SPY. SPY is very weak, but even if you have SPY break, even if you have the triple Qs break, even if you have the Nas break, if the SP500 doesn't break support, it will bounce off that 20 moving average. The SP500 is bigger than any of these guys. So just be very careful. You do have support on the SPY around 542. So just be very careful with that. Now the 10-year yield, it is above the 20 moving average. I'm warning you right now, it's above the 20 moving average. If this goes up and decides to pump, it will force the market down and blow through that past that 20 moving average on a lot of these indexes and a lot of these mega 7 stocks. So just be very careful, because if the mega 7 start to break support and break the 20 moving average, you got the indexes breaking support, the 20 moving average, they will drop down to their 50 moving average. So just be very, very careful, guys. I don't want to see anyone get trapped at this top. I really hope you guys sub to the channel, because you'll probably hear it from me first, or probably Ron late at night. He'll probably say, oh, we broke, we're going to crash, stock market crash. We're not going to have a stock market crash. We're not. It's just going to trade between the channels. That's all we're going to do. And between the channels, if we actually back out, we'll probably bounce in between here for a while, because there's a lot of room down here. It's not just going to free fall past this. And if we do drop, you're looking at 448, something like that. And then we'll probably come back up, build another channel, something like that. And then hopefully break, around November, something like that, December, whichever, your favorite YouTuber tells you, because, a lot of people follow a lot of different things. And one thing, if you're following like 6 YouTubers and you're like fiending for them every night, and you're watching 6 different YouTubers and they do different things, that's not really good for your trading technique. So just be very careful. If a lot of YouTubers have different techniques. I do fundamentals. I don't do news. Fundamentals have worked for me for 12 years. I used to be that guy that would watch the news, watch, just anything I could to take it in. This works best. Charts is literally the same thing as price action. So just be very careful. So just be very careful if you're like following the wrong type of trading, if they're not your style of trading. Now on DXY, we are still holding above, and it's still above the 50. I would not be surprised if this sucker pumps to around 107, and that's definitely going to help the 10-year pump and push the triple Qs down probably to 448. So just pay attention. It is above the 50 and the 20 moving average, so that's kind of a given. It's going to go higher. Now it could have like, a sudden crash to bounce off the 50 and then back up to this. So, it's really going to depend on, what the market decides. It's pretty much just floating right now. It's kind of boring, honestly. The VIX, same thing. It's below the 20 moving average. If it does get above the 20 moving average, you're looking at around 1236. So if it gets above 1236, it will push to around 1375. And then also TLT. If you don't understand TLT, I explain it to everyone pretty much. It follows the 10-year yield. If the 10-year yield takes a dive, this will go down to support around 85. So just be very careful. It's a given. It's going to. If you think TLT is going to go to 100, I'll pray for your account. I hope you lose it all, honestly, because you shouldn't be trading if you think that. On the crude oil is pumping and staying above the 50 moving average. And if you caught that because you've been following the channel and subbing the channel, great job. You got 9 at 188 from, around probably 139, 140. So if you caught that, great job. Great job. That's why you follow the channel. If we talk about 9 all the time in the Discord if you want to come in. Now, here's the thing. It is below the 50. It did reject off the 50 quite a bit, actually. So just, I know it's going to break the 50s, but it's going to come down to if you can wait. Do not do calls and puts in 9. I'm telling you, don't do it. Just do shares. Not financial advice, but just don't do calls and puts. It's very toxic because calls and puts are at a half of a dollar, so like 50 cents, a dollar, $1.50, and you have to hit that 50-cent mark on point for those calls and puts to pump. So just be very careful. Don't do them. Let's go over the Meg 7, I know. I used to live in Oregon for a while, and I kind of miss it. I miss Ashland. Ashland was lit. That was the best. Now, Meta is finally rejecting off of that top of the channel. So if we do reject here, definitely on all these Mega 7 companies, pay attention. If they start breaking their 20 moving average before the indexes, that means the indexes are going to break the 20 moving average. So we are rejecting from the top of the channel. Once again, Meta's just floating. It's waiting for the other companies. This pump is from the triple Qs pumping. This pump is from Apple pumping. This pump is from NVDA pumping. Now, if they start to dive as a team, you're looking at like, 25% to push Meta down. So Meta's only like 3%. It's not very big. It's really not big at all. So if you have 30% of the, triple Qs dropping, it's going to take Meta with it. And that's what a lot of traders don't understand. They think, oh, NVDA has the same market cap as Apple. It does not matter. It's still 5%. Apple's still 13%. Microsoft is still 13%. I mean, Google is bigger than, NVIDIA on the board. So just be very careful. If you don't understand what I'm saying, go to Google, type in what's in the triple Qs, and it'll give you a weight on all of them, and you can see the list on how much they hold on the index. Now, if we do break this 20 moving average, we will definitely go down to the 50 on Meta, around 479. On AMD still floating. I feel bad anyone trading AMD and Google. That must be super toxic floating like this. I couldn't do this, guys. I get if you do shares or something, but if you're doing calls and puts, I guarantee you got wrecked. Now, if we do break that 50 moving average, you're going to need the indexes and the Mega 7 to reject also. So just pay attention. If this does reject, support is very, very low on this, 120. So be very careful. 162 to 120, that's a lot. That's like a negative 30, 40% on your shares or whatever you want to do. On Tesla's still at the top of the channel on this big one. If you think Tesla is going to pump above this big channel, this channel is kind of old. It's not really that old, but for Tesla to keep on pumping, you're going to need the triple Qs to pump. You're going to need Apple to pump. You're going to need the 10-year to break support. You're going to need DXY to break support. So if you're going to bet against all that to say Tesla is going up, you're playing with fire. Don't do that. That's just a gamble. That's straight gambling. Just go to the casino. You'll have a better percentage win rate. Especially in, I don't want to talk about casino. I don't want to influence any young kids. Man, I kill it at the casino. But same thing with Amazon. Amazon had a good push. That was pretty much what's holding it up. It is back in this channel on Amazon. So if you are in Amazon, be very careful because this channel could hold up Amazon a little bit longer. It's definitely going to break this channel. It's definitely going to probably drop to that 20 and 50 moving average again. So just be very careful. But if you're trying to buy puts up here, just remember around 192, it's going to have kind of a pain to break. But, if you have the triple Qs dropping in Apple and Microsoft, it's definitely going to blow past it. But that's what you're betting with. If you are trying to buy puts on Amazon, you're going to need Amazon and Microsoft to reject. And you never know when. You know what I'm saying? So just be very careful. Apple made a double top. It's just floating. It is literally, let me back out a little bit so you can see. Let's pull that out. Let's pull this up. Apple is just hitting resistance once again. It's just floating. Kind of a boring market. This top right here is going back from the 12th. Same thing with the indexes. Because why? Because they all move together. No other YouTuber is going to tell you this. I don't understand why, but everything moves together as one. Now, Apple's 13% of the triple Qs. If we do reject, you need to look at around 199, and it will come back into this channel right here. And if it does, there is a ton of gaps. And also, let's pull up the 20 moving average. Notice how the 20 moving average is skyrocketing. Like, look at this. It is not going to be hard to break this 20 moving average. It is definitely not going to be hard. Now, I'm telling you, if Apple breaks this 20 moving average, it will go down to the 50. And if it goes down to the 50, that means the triple Qs is probably going to go down to its 50. It's not that hard, guys. I'm literally the only YouTuber that breaks it down like this. I don't understand why other YouTubers just talk about one index, but it's really simple, guys. Trading is not that hard if you actually look at everything and understand the fundamentals. But I get it. Some people just don't get it. I mean, trust me, I've trained a lot of people and they still don't get it. The problem is a lot of people put their pride in before learning how to trade. They're like, no, I'm right. You're not right. But yeah, it's like this is just basic information and people still argue. It's kind of weird. Now, Microsoft, if this does reject, which it's going to, definitely, same thing with Apple, it's going to blow past this 20 moving average. So if it blows through that 20 moving average, it will go down to the 50. And then you'll have 26% of the triple Qs pushing the other Mega 7 down to its 50. You're going to have it probably push the other indexes down to its 50. So just remember, guys, we are not at 250 anymore in the triple Qs. We're at 440. We're at 480 now. So 1% is almost $5 in the triple Qs. We move almost 1% in a day. So a $5 drop in the triple Qs is just easy. It's super easy. So to be like, oh, we're not going to go to 430, guys, that's really not hard. That's like, what is that in the NAS? Let's go to the NAS to break it down a little bit easier. Sorry, I got fucking cough. Oh, damn. Hope I don't get banned for saying the F word. I don't even care anymore. So if we actually go down to the, what was it? Yeah, it was the 50 on the NAS. So 18,700. So you're looking at like, what, 1,200 points? That's not hard. That's like 4 real red days. That's not hard at all. So just remember, guys, 1,200 points in the NAS is going to be $40 in the triple Qs. That's not hard, guys. That's really not hard. Back here when I was telling everyone we're breaking the 20, we're going to drop, and no one was like, no, we're not going to do that. Guys, we went from 18,700, yeah, around 18,700, down to 17,200. That was like a 1,200 point drop. We did that within, what, a week? What was that? Yeah, like a week and a half. It can easily do it again, and it's going to do it again. So just be very careful. You're playing with fire with all these Mega 7 and the indexes at the top of the channel. So I used to brag and tell people you're an idiot, you know, but honestly, I'm starting to feel bad at people because they're buying into this hype, and they're like, oh, we got this big pump in the NAS, we're going higher. Oh, we got this big pump in the triple Qs, we're going higher. Look at this, we're just going straight up. Guys, this was small cap and earnings. Like that, none of the Mega 7 pumped. Like, you're playing with fire. Now, if the Mega 7 were pumping, that'd be a different story. But what about NVDA? NVDA is 5%. Okay, it's not really doing much. The ones that you need to watch about is Apple, and Apple is at the top of the channel. Microsoft is at the top of the channel. So just be very careful. Just don't be these guys back here when they're like, oh, we're breaking out, we're going higher, we're going to shoot right up to, 412, and then they got wrecked. Don't be that. Just play the channels. It's literally the same thing as price action. I mean, just draw a line, guys. It's really not that hard. But especially don't be like these guys, GameStop, people saying, oh, it's going to go to 100 because Kitty's a new influencer and he's telling us guys just to go all in. Don't do that, guys. Not financial advice. Just be very careful, guys. Use your 20 moving average, use your 50 moving average, and put everything together. Everything moves together. Literally, everything moves together. It's not that hard to understand, but I get it. It takes a while to learn. That's why I do YouTube, so I can actually influence people and find friends that actually get it. But thanks, guys. I am going to be posting Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to talk about moving averages, and I'm going to go over small cap companies. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to understand small cap companies, because it's literally like the Mega 7. They literally have the same track rate, ratio. So just throwing that out there. But thanks, guys. The weekend's coming up. The 4th is coming up. And the thing I like to say every single time, because I've lost so many friends to it, don't drink and drive.